So we're away at Hallam today. Wally, we're coming away with a 3-2 defeat. Very, very disappointing result considering we equalised in 90 plus 2 minutes. To obviously see the result be 2-2, and then unfortunately Hallam scored literally straight after the restart after that. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, obviously bitterly disappointed to have conceded at the death. I think that's been the story of our season, if I'm honest. Listen, stories, they have good endings and bad endings, and if we don't cut these silly mistakes out in the last dying minutes of the game, then unfortunately ours will be a disappointing ending. You look at last week, we 2-1, very good value for a victory. We concede, just a moment of switching off. And then again today, we do ever so well, knocking on the door to get an equaliser. And then we switch off or a bad decision, and then the ball's in the other end of the net. I've said in there, I say story of our season, the story is we play some good football. The pitch was the same for both teams, it was really heavy, but we played good football, and I think non-league is renowned for being very back to front, and at times you do have to go back to front, but I think we do try to get it down and play, and we've got some really good footballers in there, and I think that's the really frustrating thing. I don't want to be in the changing room having to go at the lads, because they don't mean to make mistakes. They're talented footballers, but it takes more than talent and work rate to win football matches. I've said the same in there to the boys. We've got to have a bit of football intelligence. Yes, we played some good football to get the equaliser, but then you think it's the last minute. There's a few kicks left in the game. Let's just get it high in their third, and we'll take the point. But for whatever reason, we lost it in midfield. Straight ball down the middle, and the ball's in the other end of the net. But yeah, really disappointed because we played well today, and I think, yes, is a draw a deserved result? I actually thought we were the better team, so that's a disappointing thing. But we can't keep being the better team and not getting any points on the board, because people below us are investing, they're throwing money out to stay up, and listen, we don't need to do that, because we have got some good players. We just need to switch on in them key moments. As I said last week, switching off, not being organised in the final minutes, thinking we've done enough, and then again today getting a great equaliser and just making the wrong decision. So frustrated is the word this afternoon, I think.
So then next week then we are at home to Blythe Spartans, a really important game, and one we in effect need to win, I suppose. Would have been a nice booster from today if we'd have come away with 3 points. Unfortunately that's not the case. So what's your action plan moving forwards into next weekend?
Listen, Blythe, and I said the teams below are investing. Blythe have had a change in manager, change in personnel. They're going to be different to when we went up there. So we need to understand how they're going to play. We'll analyse them. We'll come up with a plan. And I've got a bit of a headache next week, because yes, we're playing well, but there's players on the sidelines that are itching to get into the team, and if we keep losing or drawing and not picking up 3 points, then at some stage I'm going to have to make changes. So we'll assess training. I don't just pick teams for the sake of it. I do watch training and make sure that the best players in form are playing. I think some managers pick the best 11, and while that's great, I'd like to think that the energy and the desire that is shown in training goes onto the pitch. So we'll assess training. So that's essentially that's the message to the players. We'll assess you in training. You work hard to get out of this rut, and if you do well in training, you're knocking on the door for the squad. So yeah, we'll be preparing well for next week. They're disappointed in there, like I am, and I've said we win and we lose together. I'm the manager. I pick the team. I bring the players in. They don't mean to make mistakes, but ultimately it falls with me. So as much as I feel frustrated with the players, they're my players, and we've got some great lads in there. I wouldn't swap them with the opposition today, which is not being disrespectful, because I love my dressing room.
Brill, thank you.
Thank you.